Welcome. I am so excited about this episode. Today, I want to get you into a lovely routine of easing the tension out of our hips and the pelvis, which would ease tension out of the lower back as well. So we could call these hip looseners, hip openers. So it's going to be very special for you today, and I get this request a lot. So let's start by lying on our back. Now I have given you a warm-up session. The warm-up session's great, and then the mini salutes are lovely. But going into the hip opening segment, let's lie down and let's have the feet a little bit about hip width apart, say, or a couple inches apart as you lie back. And we're just going to take an inhale and let your knees open wide. And as you exhale, the knees are going to come up, right? Not the arms. I'm just doing that for extra. Inhale, opening. And exhale, closing as we warm up the hip joint. Let's open right knee only. Now you could do that quite a few times with both knees, and then let's go in. For sake of time, I'm going to open up the right knee only. Keep that left knee looking sky, and exhale, bring your right knee back up. Let's do it again. Say 3 to 6 times. Nice and slow, working the inner thigh, bringing it back up on the exhale, or vice versa. Just make sure you got that breath connection. Stay present with your breath. Nice and easy here. And then we'll head to the left side. Now I'm just going to do one, so you can do as many as you like. And then let's go back to both. And again, as many as you like. And bring the knees up. Now, feet are hip width. I want to extend the right leg to the sky. I've got a strap handy, or if you have a belt or a tie, we're going to hook up right in front of the heel. Supta Pada Bhustasana. And we're just going to open up. Now, you could let that left knee open as well to the left to counter so the pelvis isn't tilting. Bring it open and bring it back. Now, don't get anything going on in the shoulders. Keep the shoulders down. As we open up. And bring it back. Now you could extend that left leg if you want. And then let's take the right leg over. Now don't let that hip pop up like that. Bring it down, leg over. Flex the foot a bit and bring it up. We could go open again and bring it up. Now I'm going to place the left foot flat on the floor. Take the strap off. Bend the right knee. Keep the right foot flexed, and I'm going to turn from the hip joint. Turn the right knee out. Place the foot, the ankle, good cross on the left knee. You might just be here as if you are opening a window. Maybe that's enough for you here in the hip joint. Or you could lift the left foot, head through with the arms. Take a little thread through. You could take hold of the top of the shin or behind the knee. And what we want, though, is keep opening the right knee. So you could even take your right hand there and keep that inner heel open as the shin comes closer. Now, don't get wanked out in the pelvis. So when it starts moving, tilting, or turning, then that's your stop. Now, if you're really flexible, and some of you are going to be, you could take an interlace. We used to call this rock the baby, and this is why. We interlace, and the left leg could come down. And be here. Okay, so whichever level works for you or position, but we breathe into that right hip. Stay nice and long with the spine. I just keep looking over to look at you. It could even be here. And let's extend that leg. And let it lower and come up. just a couple of times to loosen that hip joint. Let's do that on the left. So I'm gonna go really fast now because, again, sake of time, I don't want you to get bored. I want you to do everything. We did this bringing the leg out. We brought it in. You do this a few times in and out. You're gonna know the routine really soon. You won't have to watch me, right? So then you can do that as many times as you want. You can extend the right leg, then the left. Now keep a good flex, a little bit of a flex. You reach for the inner heel and bring it over just a few inches and up, and maybe open again. Bring it back, right foot flat. Take strap off. Now, remember, going from the hip joint, bend the knee, turn from your hip joint. Because then you're using the hip joint, nothing else. And here you are. Oh, I'm a little tighter in this side. So as soon as you start tilting and turning with the rest of the body, you're not using that hip joint. So I don't want you to move anything else. Open the knee, go as far as you want. Maybe you're gonna just thread through on this one. Ah, yeah, I like that. Feels good. And I'm gonna keep maybe my left hand there. You know, you can even do this on a wall. I love doing it on a wall where I have the right foot on the wall or even the right leg up on a wall as I do this. You could try that out, okay? So whichever area, position works for you. And there goes Brownie. She wants to go outside. It's a gorgeous sunny spring day. Happy spring. I forgot to say that, darn it. Okay, so let's just lower and raise the leg a little bit for the hip joint. And we could even come back to these in and out, opening the knees, just to loosen. Now we're gonna come up to sitting so you can rock up and have a blanket or a chip foam here. Okay? I'm gonna sit sideways so you can see me. I'm going to sit at the front edge of the blanket or a chip foam, whichever works for you. But I think most of you probably have a blanket at home. I'm going to sit sideways so that you can see it's a simple cross and hook the sit bones right at the front there. Oh, I love this one for the hips. Especially if you're going to go into a meditation maybe for quite a long time, this is really nice to loosen the hips. Bring your lumbar in a little bit, tipping the top rim of the pelvis forward. We want to just kind of lean forward. Have the front of the body long. So you're just kind of turning from the hip joints as you come forward. Now it might be here. I want you to stop when you feel the strongest sensation, because you don't want your hips popping up. In fact, use your hands to kind of push back into the hips. Keep the belly long and soft, and you reach forward. Maybe the elbows come down. Maybe your head will come down. You could be there. You can stay as long as you like. But I'm going to come up, and I'm going to turn a little bit. I want to turn and bring the belly over the right thigh, and I'm going to reach out. Now I'm going to go a little bit faster. Stay as long as you like in these, you know that, but just the sake of time. And I like to reach out. I'm going to come up and I'm going to do a little side bend. Before I go over to the left, I'm going to take my right hand out to the side. Now you don't have to get your elbow down the floor, but maybe it comes down. But now keep heart center forward and go, I love that. Left hip, keep it rooted down, the opposite hip. And come up. I like to go forward one more time before I head over. And now we're going into some more hip openers. You could pad up the back shin for the knee. 2 blocks are kind of handy here for this low lunge so you can really get into that hip. Love it. And I brought one of my bolsters. Now you might not have one, so don't worry about it. But it's to show. I love to show if you've got this stuff around or a pillow or anything. Okay, so what I'm going to do to go to the, what we call runners or pigeon, I'm going to bring that bolster underneath my right hip bump. And I'm going to let my right shin now come in. And I'm here. Now, again, if you're tight, you're going to need some blocks to help you be here. Or that might be too high, so don't use it at all, right? And then what I'd like you to do is to be able to come down and relax. So without it, you just take it out. And there you are, without the blanket. I just wanted to show you, you can bring a lot of props around, blankets, pillows. Yeah, and you'd be here. For as long as you like. And now don't forget, you've got another leg, so do it on the other side. And don't force your shin to be in line with the top of the mat. That's really intense. If it works for you, fantastic. I'll show you on that side really quick. The other side, you were here. Hold as long as you like. It's going to be intense, right? And then you're here. Up. And then you're here. Remember, if you need any block, you block up that hip, right? Okay, so there you go. Marvelous. So I would say that's a good enough practice for today. You could go back to your pose of ease, or some of you might even be able to slip in a quick, what we call square or fire log, one ankle on top of a knee and the other knee on top of the foot. Now this is quite intense. You might need to pad up the bum, the sit bone. I hope this isn't getting too confusing, but here we go. Now that's pretty intense. You're going to feel on that, the top shin, hip is what you're going to feel, okay? And then you can come forward if you want. Wow, do I ever feel that? And then we would switch it up. Okay, so that's great for today. Have an awesome day. Happy spring. Thanks for coming. Namaste.
Hi, Brown. What's Brownie doing on this gorgeous spring day?